couldn't find Charmin Ultra to wipe with. Bidet usage rose by over 1,000%. That's a made-up statistic, but you get the point. Things can crumble quickly. All over the news, you see farms being burned, food processing plants burning to the ground, milk farmers having to pour out their entire supply, food supply sabotage. It's happening everywhere. It does not take much to interrupt the convenient flow and supply of food in this country. This is why my family decided to try our hand at a homestead. Now, we're not experts, but we have been doing this for a year, and we found out kind of what works and what doesn't. We've made some mistakes. We've had a lot of success at the same time. Now, this... Are you done? Now, with this in mind, you should stockpile food as a primary measure, but if you're looking for a little bit of extra self-sufficiency or a buffer to food shortages, today we're going to show you how we do milk goats, dairy goats, and chickens on less than a quarter acre of land. And no, we didn't register any of this with the FDA. The total enclosure is about 1,500 square feet. That's 48 feet long by 30 feet wide. This is small enough to fit in your backyard. Now, we started with a welded wire fence. Listen, this all started when my wife said she wanted to get chickens. It started out with like 3 or 4 chickens, and then it was 10, then it was 15, then it was 20. And then once we decided that we were going to get 20 chickens, she decided we also needed goats. So we got 2 goats. Then we bumped it up to 3 goats because there was a third one there that was super cute and we just had to have it. But then we needed a dog to protect all the livestock. And then just last week, we got 2 more goats because they were super cute, and a local farmer had his barn burned down. They needed a home to stay at. I tell you all this because as a cautionary tale of how much of a slippery slope homesteading is, and marriage for that matter. Now, the welded wire fence would have been perfect for keeping chickens in, but I'd already spent more than I wanted to on the project at this point, and when we decided to get goats, I went with something cheaper and free, and actually pretty great, which is pallets. We sourced 45 pallets from local businesses that were going to trash them. We got them for free. With a drill and several hundred wood screws, some zip ties, 2 metal gates, some 4x4s and some 2x4s for doors, and scrap metal sheets for a lean-to, we were in business. So you'll notice none of this looks pretty. It looks dirty and old. Well, that's because it is. It's all scrap material for the most part, but we built all this around a pre-existing storage shed that was on the property whenever we bought it. It does a great job for housing the goats and the chickens, and you can pick these up on Facebook Marketplace used for pretty cheap. So we did have to do a little bit of work on this shed because you don't want to keep chickens and goats in the same place where there's no separation between the 2 of them. So I built a door and kind of a framework to split this shed in 2. In the back are the chickens, and they access their area through this small little hole down here. That way it's too small for the goats to get in, but the chickens can get in there, no problem. And then with the goats in front here, we built 2 little beds for them out of pallets and some 2x4s. They like to sleep on the ground too. But with this, the goats provide a layer of security for the chickens. And then there's Flynn, the guard dog. He is the goodest boy. He absolutely loves taking care of the livestock and has done a really good job of keeping predators away. Now, one time, I accidentally left him locked up for like an hour. I take him back to milk the goats with me just because he keeps everything calm, and that's when he eats as well. Well, I left him locked up for about an hour, and in that time frame, a hawk came in, flew into the coop, got through the little hole, and killed one of the chickens. Things can happen really fast, and having they call them guardian livestock dogs, goes a really long way. He provides an additional layer of security for the entire homestead. So it's all about layering that security for these animals. It's pretty well for us so far. All right, so goats. We start off with 3 goats and bought them for $750 total. That's not a deal, that's a steal. Then we picked up the other 2, these 2 black ones here, for $200 total. The best part about goats is they only come in 2 genders, so it makes the selection process pretty easy. Way easier than dating in 2023, that's for sure. All right, so this is Daphne. She is a
that brother. Hope you heard that. And Big Pontiac's on, but I wanted to get this live done. What are you doing? So I'm gonna read 3 books, and then we'll read the rest later on with God and Eden. Excuse me. That I went to the post office. I went live. I went live on YouTube, I mean on Facebook. And these are a couple of them are still actually live. But some of the, you know, a couple of generations, because that's the way it goes. He's got well over 100 or something. He had roasted a couple of chickens, and he was like, "Yo, Ray, I made your favorite roasted chicken." You know, I said, "You know, I don't eat this chicken." "Oh no, the chickens that you know." Oh. So he's like, "I'm in town," and he had me a little tent thing with 2 whole chickens. So, you know, roasted, baked, roasted, whatever you call it. But I like mine's very spicy, as you saw with cayenne and a couple of peppers, spicy peppers that I eat. Whenever I eat chicken or any kind of meat, I gotta eat peppers. I gotta have the fiber. I gotta have the, you know what I mean? And I use olive oil, mayonnaise, or I use veganese, which is no soy, and Himalayan tomato. I like the tomato skin cut up in it, and celery, and that's what you saw me. And very small portion. Like I literally could took all that and put it in one hand, about the side of my stomach. And that was good. And I made a little bit of celery, y'all. I'll finish it off and enjoy me an olive and eat the salt. Or 2. Where's my chopsticks? Nice, in the kitchen. Oh my goodness. I eat these every day. Oh, Liz, we are great. We just have, you must learn, you know, in order to do your part. Excuse me. And this country will never be great. Never was. The moment the small hats came in and created their BS and their fake history and everything else, it was to buy them time. The confusion, the wars, the conflicting and everything. It's not. Just know this. If you can get more people over here, we can get that number right, because we're coming to the end of it. And if I don't have that 3,500, so you know it's not about dollars. The next day they decide to shut up. No, you won't. It's like in combat. 12 people out of all those people of a team are the killers. Trust me. 12 or 12%, depending on how many 6 they're selected and trained. But in the Army and Marine Corps, I'm going to tell you, anywhere from 12 to 16%, the number went up a little bit because people they take their lives. They take their life. Trust me. Suicides are still happening and in a gross amount. Like things are getting better. I walk around with the copper cracking. You know the copper thing, the copper tone or whatever that copper, not copper tone. Like I need copper tone. You know those, like put them on unbeknownst to anybody. And I right now I have on my back braces copper. That's the copper tone thing, whatever. I have it on right now, and I have a body one too. They're foolish, and you have all these foreigners. But you got they're foreigners. Killed Lincoln, murdered him, assassinated him, because it was going on a different route. We were once Lincoln. Well, that's a book that shows his actual father's home. What a grand old opera it is. Anyway, Caramillo just did one too, a live about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. Excellent work, showing, you know, the Pelscans want to act like they're Phoenician. the elite. Nowhere near. Because those come from the Shemitic people. Everything about these Hermes, mother, they are liars. You make America great again by recognizing this. And I've been saying it since I was a kid. So they're full of excrement. And again, any Pelscan watch, because I know y'all coming over to see what I'm saying. You're not us. Stop playing, you us. Weeblehead idiots. The disrespectful ones. My enemies, not my frenemies. Okay, let's get this reading on. because I want to get off and I want to give it like about 2-3 hours. I'm just gonna have a cup of wine. I always have when I'm eating my second to last meal. A cup is good for the heart. Did I show y'all? Okay, take a screenshot. You can order this by case, very cheap. Well, I get about $7 to $8 off. So it's about this bottle right here, and 13% alcohol by volume. Yeah, but a lot of iron, and so I'll put that in the fridge. That's all I'm going to have. Back right to water and coconut water. But let's go ahead and get this reading because 2 hours I want to come back and I want to go ahead and get into the Giants of America, Gods of Eden, and then finish off. You know, we go from DNA of the gods all the way down to the heaven bearers. We're about finished there. It'll take about 2 more readings to finish that, and I know you guys will enjoy that. You know what I mean? Excuse me. I actually almost shaved this morning, but I'm letting it all grow in full and let it get a little long. So, got you. Ain't no telling what might be around the corner. So anyway, let's get into George Jones, An Original History of Ancient America. I'd like to read in front of you. I actually know how to set all that up on the laptop and put the pages and all that. I'm not doing all that, man. I'm just not. I'll let everybody else do that. I'm going to read to you as if it's school time, class, you know what I mean? All right. When we left off, we were at the Palace of Unknown Kings, right? Well, let me read it. Aboriginal inhabitants standing before the Europeans knew of the existence. Yep. Yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, so we have to take up our abode under its roof, the sole tenants of the Palace of Unknown Kings. Facebook and Instagram, or if you're still on that Chinese TikTok, they being nosy and getting all your information, idiots. Shaking your butt, having off of it. It's not like these platforms are utilized for the same, because we know that these governments working in hand with them, so-called China. Anyway, the reader aims to form a part of this historical romance of the wilderness. Excuse me. No, you're not. I need that's relaxing. As at Copan, it was my business to prepare the different objects for Mr. Catherwood to draw, to have that the reader may know the character of the artist. I proceeded to give a description of the building in which we lived, called the Palace. It stands on an artificial elevation of an oblong form, 40 feet high, 260 feet on each side. Here, then, is the state structure. 40 friggin' feet. Don't be lazy. 1,140 feet. Just walk straight, go find a block and just walk. 1,140 feet. And you come back and share it. I appreciate everybody commenting. I'm doing my best to respond to all of them. I got to go to comments, so I'm goofy. It's funny. It makes me laugh for about 10, 15 minutes. Anyway, this elevator, I will get to all of you. This elevation was formerly, and that's why I tell you, I hate when people say temple and cathedral. Anyway, stands, and in parentheses, on the east, and measures 200 feet front by 180 feet deep. Whoo! Its height is not more than the front. Powerful, y'all. Are between 6 and 7 feet. On the left, and approaching the palace in parentheses on the left. Also the corner on the right, and the terrace. In this period, Portuguese, Spanish, there were a mix, a posse of Brit. Everybody was fighting all people over in Europe, so-called Europe. All right, 13. The whole front was covered with stucco and painted. They're looking as if they don't know what happens to buildings, as if they didn't see it. In the fall to the summer, you got to go and hike them buildings, as if they didn't see it. In the fall to the summer, you got to go and hike them down because they done pretty much covered up the half the side in front of your house. Right. We believe this last manner remarked. It is only remarked here that are modern. It was only usual to cover bricks with plaster and stucco. And we know that to be a lie. In the right, as you would say, it could be size, shape, whatever. All right. Or mathematical, whatever you want to, express. So the stucco part was to hide. All right. And we're going to do this part right here, and then we're going to go to the next part. The piers were ornamented with stucco because they can't tell you it was marble or sandstone, the hardest sandstone. I visited some of these places which we weren't supposed to go to, and I'm telling you, they were hardened sandstone and they were marble. On the border, only a part remains. The stucco is of admirable consistency and hard as stone. Discovered the remains of red, blue, yellow, black, and white. Here we go on to the Arthur Kessler talking about his bastardized people who are just messing the world up. And that's what it is. Yet in spite, you got to remember now, those who converted back then, there were many who held on to the ways of our ancestors. They weren't perversing it. But when anything can be leveraged and passed to power, and yet they continue to be warlike, we were very protected. You read already, I read a couple about how we would just lay down, but we roamed everywhere. We met our factions and we always stayed connected, but we never owned anything. We belonged. We created to do about Olga's baptism and her state visit to Constantine. This was not the last word in the stormy dialogue between the Greek church and the Russians. For Olga's son, Sviatoslav, reverted to paganism. Leopard undertook many campaigns, among them a war against the Khazars and another against the Byzantines. In 88, in the reign of his son, Saint Vladimir, that the ruling dynasty of the Russians, rolling R's, definitely adopted what you think they are, okay? They were not yet. In Iceland, excuse my language, it was the broad outlines of the lasting religious divisions of the Rome. The broad outlines of the lasting religious divisions of the world were beginning to take shape, and in this process will become the importance of Itil gradually dwindle, and the presence of the Khazars athwart Rus-Byzantine trade routes, levying their 10% tax on the increasing flow of goods, became an irritant both to the Byzantine treasury and the Russian warrior merchants. Symptomatic of the changing Byzantine attitude to the Russians, for several centuries, Byzantines and Khazars had been bickering and occasionally skirmishing for possession of that important Crimean port. But when Vladimir occupied Cherson, put it, the sacrifice was not too dear a price for perpetual peace and friendship may have been justified, but the sacrifice of the Khazar alliance turned out to be, in the long run, a short-sighted policy. Because we know who took over the Rus. You remember the Khazars and all the other two that are the same people? Yeah. And go back and read about Yaphet, who he progenerated, who was born from that line, all the way down to Gomer. And then the last ones you read, those are the ones who we're dealing with. Before I went out, I just wanted to skim over it, about 2 or 3 pages. And I was like, oh, dude, okay, this is going to be decent. So make sure y'all come back for that. Let's get Behold a Pale Horse. A lot of people all of a sudden playing. All of a sudden, everybody's playing and talking about William Cooper and Manny P. Hall. And I'm going to mention some other ones to y'all. Y'all going to be like, dude, how can they say that at the beginning? Because you need to baby steps. I know where we're at, but trust me, some things can be overwhelming. I don't care what anybody thinks. Right now, people are rushing to find books and information and share before. They're not going to find. Trust me, man. I got plenty of stuff that I sent off. When I did myself, whether it be MLA or whatever, right? I sent it off because my teacher was like, can we put this up? Can other people utilize this? I was like, I don't care. When I was at colleges, and so she was like, you need to send it to. So I would just mail it in, and I keep getting these letters back in Gmail. Mr. Branch, are you the author or the writer? Yes, I am. But she ain't paying me or nothing. So yeah, okay. You see my name. You see my last 13, 2011, 98. You know, college, man, and that's what I do. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Behold, that's not bragging. It's just the facts. You come across it and it says my name, 8 out of 10. I probably wrote it. Behold the Pale Horse. And doesn't say it's perfect, but I did the best I could. By William Cooper. All right. The American Congressional Record Senate, 1960. God dog, man, but they be itching. Anyway, Congressional Record Senate. Mr. Owen, the rule of the few and the rule of the many. I wish to call the attention of the Senate to this treaty because it is the threat of this treaty, which was the basis of the Monroe Doctrine. The Holy Alliance, under the influence of 1822, issued this remarkable secret document. Now, we went over this. We covered this, right? The undersigned lines, after having issued, do is we got down here, and I expressed to you in the last of the Article 7s, the present treaty shall be ratified and the ratifications exchanged at Paris within the space of 6 months. And this was showing you the hard truth of the change and what secret societies and orders do and how they mitigate it over a period of time. Doesn't matter which one falls off. But the names of Maine and Verona, 22nd November 1822, for Austria, Metternich, for France, Châteauneuf, after Nesselau, because then how would you be able to call the Ashkenazis Khazars? The Ab, meaning original Khazars, Ab Khazarians. Putin ain't nothing but a goddamn Khazar. Ashkenaz cares about that proxy. They all agreed upon it, and you have ignorant ass people under you. You can do this. That's like right now. This government wants to create a civil war. I keep telling you, get your asses out them cities. Get your ass over here, but you're too damn lazy. You're stupid. You'll suffer. Gonna know. And what is that gonna do? I've got guns. I'm right in here. I got shit to go boom. That don't mean they couldn't come in here and stop me, you retards. That's from the back. They don't care. Anyway, Mr. Owen, keep being lazy. I asked to have printed in the congressional record this secret treaty because I think it ought to be called now to the attention of the people of the United States and of the world. This evidence of the conflict between the rule of the few raging throughout the world may be more clearly understood. For after all said, the great pending war springs from the weakness and frailty of government by the few, where human error is far more probable than the error of the permitted upon the authorizing vote of those whose lives are jeopardized in the trenches. If the people say no, then it's supposed to be no, no matter what it is. But seeing how the proxy is these bastardized people walking around with stars and bars, infiltrators, and this fraudulent government, in order to push through raggedy ass officers who y'all call and respect, go to war and fight in the candidate school. You know, they walked around with their gray and their white. That don't mean nothing. It shows you a bunch of dumb people, and half of them don't even like to enlist. It's so the oath I took, and it was different from everybody around me. They wanted to stop me. That's why I can't wait for someone. Excuse me, anyway. The goofy things that got us to where we at now. Being stupid, weak, cowardly, but want to fight and beat the children. I should like to have the senator state whether that is. Anyway, senator state whether in that treaty to reestablish the sovereignty of Spain in the republics of South and Central America. The sovereignty of Spain in the republics of South and Central America, and hence why so many Spaniards came. And now they run around, the ones messing with you, taunting you, their babies, their grandbabies running around, all their sons and daughters running around, we're Aboriginal, y'all nuts. Not all, but quite a few of them. The majority of them don't give no problems, bro. Look, it's the ones born here or across the border that come over here. And those are the ones. And there ain't that many, y'all. Stop believing in the lie. And this is Mr. Owen. I was just going to comment upon that. Prince, listen to this, a Bourbon prince upon the throne of France. A Bourbon prince upon the throne annually to enable her to wage war upon the people of Spain. What is this government doing, waging war against the people of who put them in there? Supposedly we didn't put these motherfuckers in there, people. And prevent their exercise of any measure of the right of self-government, self-defense. And the Holy Alliance immediately did the same thing in Italy by sending Austrian troops to Italy, where the people there said that nearly all the nations of Europe have a very large worked out. And we'll get into the howevers and all that next. So I want to get that little bit of reading in, no little insertions. I mean, I'm right. Look into it. And then we'll come back in about 2 hours. We'll get into the next ones, but I want to get Fritz Zimmerman and Gods of Eden. Yeah, I've been reading that Gods of Eden, man. So. That is like, man, I got some books that are my favorites. That is one of them. Oh, this one right here? I'm not going to read this one right yet. This one right here, I read it twice before I start tabbing it and putting marks and shit all up in it. That's just me, y'all. Before I start, you know, because I mean, seriously, I got to read a book a couple times. But once I read it a couple times, you start getting all kind of little, look, man, I mean, the whole thing, 2 days, the whole, it's a little book. I think it's like, what's it, like 40? How many pages is it? Yes, it's another 93. But it's about, let me make sure. I actually looked at it this morning. References to sources. Conclusion, a Dutch depiction of an Arawak woman. They look like some goddamn Spaniard or some pale-skinned motherfucker. Not knocking my Spanish brother, because not everybody who say they're Spanish are Spanish. They speak Spanish. Don't say, don't call yourself Latin, because a lot of you are actually indigenous to the goddamn soil. But that's her, all right? That's what a beautiful, thick mamacita looked like. Get it fucked up. And I told you the Dutch came here. The first thing them fake-ass Jews did was marry into our family. Hundreds, motherfuckers. Like I said, I know my family. I think it's like 47, because it's. I had to go and read it because the number pages ain't numbered. But I think it's like Puerto, Panama, Cubana, Brazil, all down there. Oh, Haiti and Jamaica. Yeah. All lands of niggas. Tired of the bullshit. So I don't tolerate nobody's bullshit. Y'all need to stop tolerating it either. I mean, you got to sit there arguing with them. It could be love or it could be straight up fucking hate. And the last thing they want from us is fucking hate, the truth of it. I don't hear about no goddamn Masonic, faggot, gorilla family and all them other bastards that fucked all who we are up with their fake ass religions and Luciferian shit. Fucking gangs up working for the feds. Sons of bastards. So anyway, like I said, we're going to go hits first, and then we're going to get into the DNA of the gods and the pallbearers, okay? And the Matter Hatter, that shit is banging, y'all. All right? So I appreciate everybody taking the time to come over here. There are more and more of us, if not millions every day, who are getting so tired of gangs and everything. You see over there in Detroit, I got 2 cousins that patrol the streets at night. Oh, they armed like a motherfucker. My Uncle Gary was like, you 2 of your cousins out here walking around, man, making sure the women get in places, get their hair did. Play that out of Africa bullshit either. No disrespect to my African brothers and sisters, because I love y'all. Many of our relatives are over there. So I have no hate for our melanin. This is who we are. You better know that. If you don't, stupid ass people. All right? So I appreciate y'all coming on there. Let me give a shout out. Rhonda, what's cracking, baby? Sue, what's going on, mama? You know I got that strong shit. Mike, yo, what's cracking? What's going on? Where in the world? What's cracking? Everybody's checking the notifications, and then they're like, why are we not getting a notification? That's crazy. That's just sad, bro. Damn. What's happening with the tribe? That's what's up. Hey, Herbo, what's cracking? Eating it if it ain't spicy. I'm trying to tell you, I got the Carolina Reaper pepper. I say, if people crack up when I say this is the green pepper. Whoo, chow. And if you're going to put that on it, you make sure you dash it with a little bit of cayenne, just a little extra little heat. Man, it just, and then when you go to the bathroom, oh, man, y'all better do it now and get you very foul 4-letter words. We have storms where I'm at. The line keeps dropping off. Oh, brother. It started drizzling out here, but the sun came back out. What's going on? No, okay. What's going on? Okay, yeah. Okay. It happened to me too. Wow. Why is it doing that? Okay. I'm tapping this live as I stand bare feet in front of my. I'm just trying to see how, because the signal's good. But anyway, yeah. You know, I was going to sleep, waking up, mumbling, whatever. I don't even remember. I was just talking about, why am I saying that? And then when I'm reading the book, I'm like, oh, damn, I was sleeping. Remember that? What kind of, that's why I say we are incredible people. Trust me. You ever think that about your girlfriend, guys? And you think she's out because she's Putin and she's blowing snot bubbles and she's snoring like a goddamn llama? And you say, I'm gonna kick your ass out the bed. And the next day you walking through and she making breakfast, hey baby, and you walk up give her a kiss in the neck. This is why you want to kick me out the bed. Oh shit. Trust me. Putin and everything. Baby girl, but you know I love you anyway, because you ran up in it in the morning anyway, so shut up. But y'all know what I'm talking about. And women, you ain't no different. Because I remember hearing some things sometimes when I was laying in the bed. Oh, big, like, I'm talking about, I know I'm out. And I wake up in the morning in the bathroom, I'm wiping, wash my hands, and spot before them, walk out. What do you mean I didn't want to give it to you? Your ass 8 months pregnant. I don't want to crush the baby. I know it's fine, but you weren't laying on the right side. You heard me? I heard something. I just said, of course I heard her. Out like a light. As long as I wasn't drunk. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all sitting up there trying to play all cool and everything. You remember the days being in the basement, out in the back, and your mama way in the house. You say, oh, I hate her. And you only say it loud. And I was fortunate enough to have a mama that had that Dirty Harry slipper. And catch you anywhere. But I remember going up in the house one time, going to the pantry, going to get the popcorn. And she said, hey, take y'all asses up in the living room. What y'all talking about? Y'all hate what? What kind of ears this woman got? Door was closed, window closed. It's summer. They got the AC on. We out in the sun playing Cowboys and Indians, hitting each other with darts and wood arrows, needing to get Benadine and peroxide and bandages. And she heard and we just mad because we got our ass whooped a couple of days ago. We said, I hate her. I just can't just whoop our ass. We did. And you know, Dwight, we all whooped our ass. We did. And you know, Dwight, we all did wrong. Shut your ass up. I mean, he was like 8, 9 years old. Y'all ass up. I mean, he was like 8, 9 years old. Y'all know y'all might have had the moments. If you didn't, it's all right. I did. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut it off, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming in. Number, love, respect. Share this, man. Get some more people. I got slapped in the next week mumbling. Yeah, talk about it, man. Yo. Oh. I was one time, I saw Bloomfield, Southern Baptist, I think it was called. I know Blimpies and all that. Blimpies was right there, the arcade. I think the ice cream, I don't know, I can't remember now, but anyway, Southern Union Baptist. And the church was on the left, and that building is a Tartarian building. It's not what it used to be now, but it was red brick, it had the little designs, the window panes and all that, and they've changed it. Last time I went there and just looked at it, just rolled by it like, oh my goodness. Anyway, I was in the back, me and Reg playing around. Anywho, Mama said, sit your ass down, because we had to go downstairs for the Bible studies, you know.
I never forget sitting there laughing at them bald head. Dwight was the one cutting up, laughing at them big ass bald headed with them mashed potatoes on the neck. Mama didn't even turn back, and that back of her hand found every one of our lips at one time. That's some magical shit. I'm serious. We sitting there, dude it out, waiting to go downstairs, you know, for them to call up there. Okay, let's bring all the babies. So we going down and brainwash these little motherfuckers. That's literally what it was. And we're sitting there before the so-called pastor and the deacon, and they had to walk around and get the little basket. You know, they ain't done. They did that first. They wanted to get their shit from the jump. Anywho, me and Reggie, like, I don't know if Lonnie was Lonnie there. Or was Junebug there? I gotta ask Junebug. Anyway, we sitting there, and this guy, he big fat neck, you know, the suit looked like a girdle, and it's just the neck looked like 4 fucking fingers just snapping away, and we trying not to laugh. We got people, man, we kids, we children. Man, she never looked back. I don't know if she did one of them cuss, but all I know is that motherfucking hand, and we right behind her, found its way back. All of us, I forget to count, and we sitting there, and all you can hear say, and you better not cry. And you can hear the other woman, that's right, Miss Cat. Oh, shit. Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, we done lost a lot of technique and skills. But anyway, I love y'all. Let me get off of here, man. I'll be back in about 2 hours, all right? My beautiful beloved sisters. I haven't seen Mama Red in a minute, man. I hope she's checking the notifications and a couple others. And to my brothers, you already know it's 2 and 1. And I salute y'all, man. Keep laughing, keep a happy and up spirit. Be the righteous things you're supposed to be. Whether you want to say seed, hawa, light, whatever. Be the righteous things you're supposed to be.